Yeah, yes.
Hello guys, welcome. I am Jebro, and this is the Live and Strive podcast with tonight my first team. It's not my team, it's their team. A civilized gentlemen, as you can see, TCG. We've got Sizer, Denshi, and Rom this evening. Tage is a bit absent, and of course, they're just trying to find a fifth at the moment. They're a bit picky, I've been told. Apparently, they must have certain tastes in different foods or desserts. I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll do some questions. How are you guys? How are you, Sizer? You good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Awesome. Denshi, good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Swag.
Awesome. Rom, how are you?
I'm all good, brother.
You sure? You're looking quite laid back there.
Yeah, I am laid back.
Just generally
Just
in life.
chilling, yeah. Well,
You sure?
Yeah.
we all
There you go. So laid back, he can't even speak. That's pretty good. That's fine. So we're basically going to get down to it, guys. This is a podcast about the teams in SPVP, and TCG are a top team in the EU, if not the top team. I don't know if people would argue with that, but they won the Tournament of Legends, so you know that's just how it looks to me. So we're going to start the first question. I just wanted to know how you guys specifically came together. I don't know if anyone wants to talk first in particularly, or if you were together already, you brought Sizer in, or different. Just how did you get together?
You mean as the lineup we have right now?
Yes.
I joined the team like last year, and then we took a break last summer for a while, and then I came back now this spring. And the idea was, I think the main lineup at that point when I came back was that it was like me, Helsef, and Tage that wanted to bring a team back together. And then we wanted Rom on the team, and then first off, I think Vanish was supposed to play with us, but he didn't want to come back to the game, and Rom and Slice were old teammates and stuff, so that's, I guess, how we came together. It was kind of casual, in a way.
I only joined the team maybe a week before the Tournament of Legends.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of took him from Boone. He was supposed to play with them first.
So,
Yeah.
But
Sizer not talking. So did they effectively poach you then? Would you say?
yeah, I guess, but to say the truth, after Cheese Melt disbanded, I've always really wanted to play with this group of people, but like with particular Tage. And yeah, then the opportunity came, when Tournament of Legends got announced.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
That's
we
Yeah.
just kind of came together like right before the tourney. And then
Yeah.
some people had IRL stuff, so we started playing as the full lineup like 5 days before the tournament, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Flipping hell. So it was
Yeah.
Was it easy? Did Sizer fit into the team like straight away, and it was just easy, or you know, did he have to adjust? Did you guys have to adjust?
I don't think so. I think we just
No,
we
no,
play
not
off
at all.
how each individual kind of play. Like Slicer has his way of playing, we just play around it. We don't really have a set idea. Like we have an idea of how we want to approach the game, but we don't have a set tactic for each map. Like we kind of do it on the fly, I guess. We talk before the game starts, and then we play off calls and numbers, sort of.
yeah,
And Sicer
And
knows, Sicer knows what he's supposed to do as a thief, so he just calls where he rotates and how he's supposed to play, and we all call, and that's kind of how we play. I think it's like mainly just communication.
Yeah, there's no really one leader. Everyone suggests ideas,
Yeah.
tactics,
Oh, sweet.
positioning.
So it's like,
And then
for
we're
example, I mean, like for example, like if Helsef has a portal on mid, and I'm on mid, and I know they're in a clutch situation at far or whatever they're fighting, I can just ask him to open the portal. Like, doesn't even have to be him calling it. I mean, as long as everyone knows what's going on, everyone can be participating in the calls.
So you guys synergized pretty well without even thinking about it. Sometimes is what you're saying.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, me, Helsef, and Tage have played for a long time together, and
Yeah,
then
and,
Rom and
me
Tage
and
have played
Tage-
for a long time together. So.
me and Tage played for a long time, and we always wanted to be in the same team. And kind of, I quit the game when Warrior became unviable.
Yeah,
I didn't want to play
remember?
SD Thief. So I said, yeah, sure. Tage can go to. I even told Vanish to try Tage because I thought he was much better than Danto back in those times. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's how he started playing with them, and then I didn't play Guild Wars that much. But we always wanted to play together, me and Tej. And then in the end, now we are here.
And I
And
remember
then
being a pod.
I love playing with Swedes also. Because
Well,
we can theory craft
I
in
remember
Swedish
being in a
also.
pug with you and Tage back in the release days.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Ah.
Nice.
What was that? Sorry, Sizer, what did you say?
No, we played randomly with each other back in the days before we even thought of competitive play and stuff.
Ah, okay,
Boys.
right, cool.
When we just started.
Oh, awesome. So you've all played pretty much since launch, or you've dipped in and out here and there?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
kind
in
of
and
hit
out,
in there.
but yeah. And then I didn't play EU for like half a year, so I'm
Yeah.
probably the one that didn't play EU. Like I quit EU in August or something last year, and then I came back. I mean, I still have the people I know on EU, but I haven't played there actively, so I hadn't played with Sicer or Rom very much.
What? So, as a question to you, I guess, and if Sizer and Rom have played NA, where would you prefer to play, NA or EU?
Competitive? EU.
Yeah.
You definitely.
Yeah, competitive EU by far.
So what do
EU
you?
has a different mindset, like team mindset. NA is more individual players. Rom, your mic.
Nope.
It's like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
NA is more like individual players. EU is like a team oriented. I don't know.
Right. Okay.
It's
So
more fun playing on EU in that sense. Like, there's more competitive teams playing, and if you play with a team, you can stay together with a team for a long time. And people approach it as a team play game and not like as an individual ego boost.
yeah. Okay. It's something I've noticed. I think it's I think we'll say a cultural thing. If you're American, I apologize. I'm not saying Americans are horrible people. I love Americans. I love America. I worked there for like a year or so, so I'm not insulting America. But there is definitely a cultural difference. I think Denshi's kind of right, and I think you played there as well. You kind of know.
Yeah, I played there for months.
So a lot of people, you're saying that there's not, and we notice there is a lot less kind of competitive teams. They keep breaking up, they go somewhere else, they change their name, and someone else comes in and out and shake it all about, etc., etc.
There's a couple of teams that stick together. Like, I mean, Apex stuck together for a long time. GF did the same, and then there's older teams like PC and stuff, but mainly teams split up a lot. So the EU scene is more fun to play competitively. And there's no delay on EU either.
Well, that would be one thing, actually. Yeah. That is quite important as well. So I'm going to go on to my next question, which is... we have a missing spot for someone, not the one where Tage is, because that's Tage's area right there.
Yeah.
Not his area, but his place.
There's no one that can take his spot.
Where so what have you got any plans for a fifth member? What does it have to be a Mesmer to directly replace Helsef? Or can it be any kind of class? Is there any one you've got in mind, or what's the deal?
Mesmer would be nice, but there's not really many options with our like mentality and skill level.
We don't have anybody in
No, not at the
I mean,
moment.
we look, you know, it's like we check people all the time, kind of, but we don't try a lot. We just, if we see somebody that we truly could take, then yeah, maybe. But it is really hard to find somebody
Sometimes
that
I feel like it's a
really
bigger
fit.
chance we'll pick up someone coming back to the game that we know from before than actually
Kind
finding
of.
someone. I don't know. It depends.
So you're I mean, like you said, I think I can't remember who said just now, the mentality of your team, like you guys are quite close, and I think Sizer said you guys played around as well at kind of launch, so you've all known each other for quite a long time, and you want, like Denshi said as well, you want someone who's going to kind of come in and you're going to be able to get on, because you have to like them as a person to, in my opinion, to get on with them in a team. So to try and find someone with your mentality, I'm not sure. Is that gonna be something viable?
We'll see.
I'm joking. You're a good bunch of guys, and most of the Guild Wars 2 and community anyway, SPVP community, like watching you guys, and it was a good struggle to kind of the Tournament of Legends final. I mean, I think everyone knew, and as I was watching it, kind of I was away. But I was like, yeah, it's going to be a 55 TCG final.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to go that way. Like, I didn't know. I knew some things had happened in Team Q. And I knew there'd been wins and losses. And I don't know if there's any love lost. It doesn't really matter. But you two teams are the top teams in the EU. It's just plain and simple. And there's Boone and other teams that are coming up. But how was it for you? How was Tournament of Legends? Was it a good tournament? Did you feel that you were tested as players? Because I don't think you even dropped a game, did you?
No.
No, maybe one. But
No, we didn't drop a single round.
No, maybe not.
No, we didn't. No, I don't know. I thought it was a fun tourney. The finals was intense games.
The atmosphere was nice.
It was.
Everyone was like
We
motivated.
had very, very good form. Really good form.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest advantages we had, kind of.
We didn't have that much practice though. We kind of.
No.
Yeah.
Not
I don't know,
good
the
practice,
first day
but
was,
we knew.
First day was annoying because it lasted for so long.
Who was that against? Sorry?
I don't remember who it was again. We played versus a French team. I don't know their name.
Mm.
But I just remember like that day took. I think I logged on at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon and logged off at like 10 p.m. So the tourney took a while with like breaks and stuff. But,
Yeah, well, it was a lot of teams.
yeah, the final day was really fun though.
It was a bit shorter, wasn't it? So I guess you could get, there was more intense matches. I guess was the final like quarterfinal, I guess semi-finals, finals. That was kind of like a bit of like an ESL Weekly Cup thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that was the point.
Well, then
it
the third place match didn't happen, so it just went down really fast.
That's true.
I don't know. I thought it was fun. I don't know. We felt confident going into it. We still. Like, it's not like we were disrespectful in that way. I mean, we felt confident going into it, but we knew we could lose games, so...
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
We took it really serious.
I think you played, like, really well. I was just, because you won so many games, I was just wondering if you felt maybe there needs to be, I don't know, a lift in some competitive way, or I think Rom said, like, you didn't have much practice, but you've got so many things going for you. Like, you've got the fact that you guys synergize so well as a team. You're all very, very good players. I mean, some of the best players in your classes as well. So you're gonna be a damn good team. It's literally, I mean, I think there's only a couple of teams which could have competed with you. But now, as we're coming in, the new patch has come out. There's been a tournament, and there's going to be another Tournament of Legends. Like, hopefully, I think there's going to be a lot more competitive teams coming up, and we've seen a few.
Yeah, there needs to be like a drive to play, because it hasn't really. Like, I mean, I haven't been playing very actively, competitively for a long time, so I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more teams to bring people to that level, because if there's just like 3 teams competing, the actual skill level doesn't really rise. Like, you don't have to do much to get better. Like, I mean, there's not that much competition. There's not that many teams trying new things. It's mainly like 3 teams just sticking to the same thing, and you play the same game every time, basically. So, like, for the game to go anywhere, I think we need a lot more teams playing actively.
Okay, that makes sense. So what would you like to win as your dream prize in like a Guild Wars tournament? A motorbike, apparently. So, cue sound effects.
Wants to win like cash prize money, I guess. Like,
no, I thought the Legendary was a good idea.
Legendary was cool if it's like a thing that happens a lot, but I mean, you'd like to go to like a LAN event and win like cash prize money and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the PAX last year, there was after
like
PAX last year I quit, but
you'd like
so
you'd
cool
like
with
to
a
be at
PAX.
PAX. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think there should be a lot more competition first. Like, maybe they need to announce it, but they need to like announce it 4 months away so that teams actually start playing and there's something to play for. Because if they're gonna announce it and it's like 1 month away, then there's just gonna be the same teams coming back doing it and then quitting. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but you saw.
Yeah, I just feel like they need something that rewards you for playing actively more than just coming back for a tourney, quitting for a month, coming back, quitting. Like, there needs to be a reason to keep on playing, and there isn't really at the moment.
Yeah, just put in $100 weekly, something like that. Just,
or just like
simple, no money
seasons, like,
tournaments.
But buying tourneys.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah,
even
maybe,
WoW
maybe
players.
gamble tournaments.
So you guys, if you were to say, like I said, like you guys just said, you put in a certain amount of money into a pool, or someone collected money through like a donation, you would be happy if other teams did that as well. Like everyone put in, say, I don't know, something silly, not even something important, like $5 each player.
Yeah, that could also be cool.
Yeah, but
I feel
the problem is that the players that would feel like they couldn't stand a chance, or that they knew that they would lose, they would probably don't even do it. So it would be a balance there, kind of. Maybe that we had to put in more money. I don't know.
It'd be cool actually, like tournaments like every month for components for legendary, or every 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I don't know. There's something. I just feel like we need like it's kind of crazy that it's 2 months into the game and we don't even have official rating, like, or 2 years. I mean,
yeah, we
like,
need something to strive.
You need rating.
Players,
you need a bracket. You need something to like strive for, something to climb. Like, there needs to be a reason for people to play competitively, and then they can use that season bracket to like pick off teams for tournaments. Like, you need to reach a certain level in the brackets to qualify for tournaments or something. But right now, it's like people come back 1 month before the tourney and then they quit again. So.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, you want something which is going to keep, like you say, you want something that's going to keep people coming back, and they're going to be like, you know what, it's not just about the fact that I want to get money or an actual thing. I want to be the best team, because it's going to be a lot of effort to actually do that. Wow, I was almost the first person to swear there. These guys have done so well. Thank you very much. I almost did. I was so close. I didn't. Keep it up. Keep it up, guys.
No, but you just need a reason for teams to like play competitively consistently so that the scene actually grows and develops. Because right now, it's like, I feel like we could probably quit for a month and then come back for a tourney and do the same thing again, because the other teams haven't been playing either. So it's like, I don't know.
So you guys would definitely be playing in the next Tournament of Legends, I assume.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I don't even think
I guess
summer, you never know though.
We don't know exactly when it's going to be. I guess there's not really been a kind of official announcement. But
we have beautiful weather here right now in Sweden as well.
Yeah, so
it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you're not going to play games anymore, Rom?
No, I'm quitting.
You heard it here first.
We'll see.
Rom's going to become a gardener, professional gardener.
At the nearby graveyard. Over
you can become the squirrel of the garden.
Awesome. Oh, squirrels. You guys love this shit. All right, I'll get back on topic. Okay. You've actually answered a load of questions that I was going to ask. So what I was going to ask, I think you kind of went over it earlier, is when you coming into a game, maybe I'll talk about maybe 55 HP monks in the final, and you're in, say, the first map. You're all sitting there. You got Helseth as well, of course, and Tage, who are on here. What is going through your heads? What are you saying as a team? Who is the first person that will be talking and saying how you're going to exit, or are you all talking? I know earlier you kind of said that you all talk to each other.
We're all talking. Like, everyone is suggesting different ways of playing. Like, we probably have like a standard idea of where we want to go. Like, maybe I cap close and the others push mid or whatever. Like, we have a standard idea, but then if you know the other teams, you can change that. Like, maybe Rom knows an opening 55 does, and he's like, okay, but I'm gonna push far because they will do this, or I don't know.
But I remember we saw Misha at beach like straight away from when the game started. So.
Oh,
at that point, everything changed.
Wait,
anyway.
didn't we restart start the game?
No, we didn't.
No.
Like,
for example, like, we know.
Team fight at beach.
Yeah,
like,
but basically we know like standard things. Like, if I cap close, if they push with 3, Tage knows that he's the one coming back. Like, so as fast as we say that someone is pushing, Tage knows he's the one that's supposed to go to me on close. Like, we have some of those things standard. Like, we've talked about those things, and they are like down. So. Like, some things just happen naturally, like, but when the game starts, we're like, okay, we're just gonna do a standard split, and then depending on what they do, we'll adapt, I guess.
Okay, good. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah, I guess most teams kind of do the similar thing, but I think I do think that when 55 HP monks came out on their map in the first one, I think they were maybe slightly. I don't know if they were maybe intimidated team-wise, but. They changed things up a lot in that tournament, and I think they made a couple of mistakes here and there. I'm not too sure. But obviously, you guys played an awesome game as well. But like you said, I mean, you can see there's these little things where like someone in particular will go for the res, some will go for the actual backup on a point. People will push. Obviously, there's Sizer, of course, who does that, and you know you've got your standard ways that you're going to play, but you just kind of
And then like. We know, for example, like, everyone knows their matchups, or like, we know what kind of 2v2s we want to have, we know what 3v3s we want to have. Like, we know those matchups, so everyone is sort of on board on what kind of matchups we want, so we can easily do the calls for it. Like, I don't know. If you know it as a
Okay.
team, like we know that we don't want to put Scyther and Hellseth in too many 2v2s. Like usually it happens when we push bar, but like I don't know. Like we know that we want Rom and Tage bunkering far, or we know that I am supposed to be the one backing up or something like that. So like I guess some of those things you just have to talk about as a team before you play. Like you have to have an idea of how you want to play the game, and then you can just play casually off calls.
It's good. It's good information for other teams to know, like teams that want to be as good as say you guys or the other top teams out there. Because it's good to know that I don't know if teams think about stuff like that, about the situation where that you want to be in like those 2v2s or 3v3s,
Yeah.
like who in the team needs to be together. And
Yeah.
it is really important, especially for things like rezzing, trying to back up other points, who's got speed, who's the slowest, who's going to be able to get around the map fast.
I feel like that's also like kind of an issue with the old meta where you had the main classes played were like Warrior, Guardian, Ranger, and they don't really have any unfavorable matchups, so you would just rotate wherever you wanted. Like you could basically put a Hammer Warrior versus any class in the game,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I mean you wouldn't want to put a Ranger versus a Hammer Warrior, but you could still bunker long enough to get it like backup. So
almost any class beats a Hambo on 1-on-1.
not
If,
really.
if played to the proper level.
Well, it was
That's
quite
because
funny watching
Hambos
the...
are people
dog.
playing Hambo are bad. It's not because
No,
Hambo.
I think-
not necessarily. No.
No,
Really.
I mean, Hambo had just unfavorable matchups, but the thing is, like, the meta was basically Hambo's Rangers and Guardians. So you
He's
could
talking about.
basically
He's
put
talking
any
about
class.
pre. He's talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
pre
talking about
15.
pre-match.
April.
Ah, yeah.
And then at that point, you could put anything versus anything, and there wasn't really like any rotations going on. I mean, you guys in Cheese Mode, you played like double Warrior, Ranger, Guard, Thief, right?
Yeah, that was.
I mean, you could just put a
pre-patch,
Warrior on
actually.
each point. You could put a Guard in middle, and you can like have the Ranger back up team fights or whatever, and the Thief just roams. Like, there's no really, you don't really have to be
Yeah,
like,
back
okay, I
in the
want to
day.
put the Mesmer versus that class, and I want to put the Ellie versus that class. Like,
But
I feel
at the
like
moment,
yeah, but I feel like that space lasted for so long that the teams playing right now are like they don't know how to rotate. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That might be true. It looked like, look at NA for example.
yeah,
It comes up 500 posts on the forums about how Warrior is so superior and how strong it is, and how the Hambo is so cheese still, you know, after nerfs and nerfs and nerfs.
It's not even true.
But-
like,
but-
it has so many counters.
I mean, yeah, it is really strong. Yeah, let's put everybody on the same level, okay? We take 10 noobs. Then, of course, the noob Hambo will be much stronger than the noob Thief, for example.
yeah,
Or the noob Ellie even. I don't know. Maybe Ellie and Warrior would be the same. I don't know. But you
Yeah.
get my point. The cheese easy about Hambo is one thing. But then once you reach the high tier, that might differ a lot compared to how bad, I mean, rather not bad, but you know, decent players would play a class.
yeah.
And that's the problem that they have done. They have nerfed and buffed, usually through the community in general, which makes the high tier just, I don't know, it doesn't really usually balance the high tier players. It rather balances the general gaming, kind of. And that general gaming is not really, it doesn't apply to us in any way, who plays on a different level than those.
That
Same
makes
with the
sense.
Frenzy Bull Charge Warrior. Yeah.
I mean, like, as much
They
as
made
people-
Warrior go away for 1 year. For one
Yeah.
entire year, Warrior was out of meta completely
same with
because they
Ellie.
nerfed Frenzy. Yeah.
Yeah, same with Ellie.
Yeah, same with Ellie. Because they nerfed a few skills because of the, you know, they whined about getting one-shotted all the time in Hot John. Yeah, I get it, you know. I get it. It's not a good, you know, starting position if you get, you know, one-shotted. The entire, you go into Hot John, oh, let's have some fun, and you get one-shotted and one-shotted, you know. It's not fun. But in high-tier gaming, it was really fun, actually.
Yeah.
Facing
It wasn't that hard
one-shotters and
playing
having
versus
one.
Warriors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the most intense feeling, you know, knowing that your DD Thief, he has exactly the same amounts of invis as you have. You have equal damage. Your only job is to defeat the other DD Thief. That's the game. It's a 1-on-1 in a 5 versus 5 conquest map.
Yeah.
But it
was
was
a lot
such
of fun.
intense, you know. And I love this meta also. But, you know, it was completely destroyed due to the community saying that, oh, I get one-shotted here. But I
I'm
get it.
happy Frenzy's gone. I don't want.
Yeah, well, it was
Say
maybe a little too fast for the pace of the game, but I mean, there's a lot of those things. Like, I feel like you can counter most stuff that's in the game right now. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still think Thief is the most broken class in the game. It will forever be.
Wow.
But
When you say broken, what do you? I mean, we all know what you're talking
It's
about.
just broken mechanically. Like the base mechanics of the thief. It's just how can you have teleports without cooldown? Like how can you have those things? It just breaks the game, especially in conquest. Like it's just.
Oh, why it's balanced?
It will never ever be balanced. It's just we're just happy that it's squishy. Like you can't play a tanky. Once you can play a tanky, like the game is dead.
What ST thief?
Isn't there the Venom share build?
Well, not that good.
Not that anyone's ever going to play that build properly, but was it? I can't remember. Was it you that played it in a match? I think.
That was Tage.
Sure.
You mean
Yeah, that was
Was it Tage?
Right? Yeah.
What did Tej play?
He played the double Shortbow Venom.
Oh my god, it was so cheesy.
It was so funny.
ridiculous.
It was
Bloody
hilarious.
dick.
Did you hear this? Did you hear the match when I was laughing? And when I was commentating, I was crying.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just know he said he would play it.
My level of professionalism went down that day.
But at the same time, like right now, you can basically counter everything. I just don't see the whine about warriors. They're not that good. I don't remember the question anymore.
We just, you know what? I don't mind what we talk about as long as it's
Okay.
Guild Wars 2.
I would like to have 2 warriors in one team. It feels so countable.
Yeah, class stacking is kind of lame, but the
Well,
thing with Guild
general,
Wars that people don't get is like everyone has the option to be on the same floor, like level playing field or whatever. So there's really no whining. Like you can't whine. Just re-roll the class yourself. Or, like pick it up. If it's OP, pick it up. Like everyone has the option, and everyone has the option to find counters. Like.
But I like EU much more. Post-patch, they don't seem to whine that hard about the classes.
Yeah,
No,
people
not that
just kind
hard.
of play.
NA, I see though much more whine. I think you do also, don't you?
Yeah, people are a lot madder on NA.
Yeah, the warrior meta behind, I don't know. They only get the warrior meta now.
No,
I mean-
what do you mean warrior meta behind? The team that won TOL has 2 warriors.
But they would have been easily countered by burst. Like
Of
they can't
course, they
do
would have been
anything
easily
versus ranged
countered by
burst.
a movement team like
Yeah,
Cars, for example.
it's so easy.
We would have had easier time than versus 55 HP Monk, much.
Yeah, probably.
I think.
Like it's so easy to lock down 2 warriors. Like they don't have any movement, and
They have no movement. It will 2v1.
they had a
that
2
will be-
squishy guardian too. Like the guardian would lose to Mesmer 1v1, and then like I don't know.
So
I just feel like people are whining more than needed.
yeah, the forums are kind of a bit like that. I mean, I notice it as well, and I can freely say that I don't mind. And I think you're right. There's, you know, the top competitive people who is a very small minority at the moment compared to how many people play Guild Wars 2. It's quite difficult to. It's always going to be difficult to kind of I'm going to say balance a game in that way. But I'm so glad that you guys also you know you're picking up abilities and different ways of playing according to how the meta is changing. And I even hate sometimes talking about meta because I don't like to believe that
Not
there's
really
this.
meta. Like,
there's
people play what works. For them.
yeah. I mean, I would love to not talk about meta. I'd just be like, okay, this guy's
we
playing
played
this
the
build.
comp we played because that's our classes at the moment.
I've
Like, we
never
just wanted to
believed in
play
the
what
meta
we.
even.
Yeah, we just wanted to
Not
play what
any
we felt
patch.
most confident in.
You know why you're not in the meta, Sizer?
Because it's always viable.
because you guys like you are making the meta, dude. That's why.
I don't know.
Oh, that's made in meta.
But I just feel like as a standard thing, I feel like too many people approach this as a one-class game. Like it's always supposed to be a multi-class game. Like the skill for classes is really low anyway. So everyone should pick up multiple classes, and that way you can swap your team around for whatever's needed. But
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Very true.
the scene has never been competitive enough. Like at early stages, there were a lot of teams, but people were still learning the game, so nobody could really do it like effectively. I know PC did it a lot in NA. Like they found a bunch of cheesy stuff, and they'd like stack necros or they'd stack things, but. Like, the idea is that you're supposed to be able to play multiple comps, and you're supposed to be able to counter other comps, and like, that way the meta would evolve, but nobody's doing it. Everyone's just sticking to one class, and everyone's just playing one team comp, and it's so easy to like foresee how the game is going to play out.
Okay. Well, I think a couple of people have asked a question or two. I'm just going to ask a question from Tank It Out. He's asked in the chat, so you can read it as well. He says, "How do you guys think Condi balances versus power builds when faced against each other? So your Condi versus power, or power versus Condi.
How more specific? Like what classes, what situation, what environment?
How about Necro versus if you're coming up against Necro, Sizer, or Rom?
If we're looking,
Necro Engineer, for example.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
what?
if you're looking from a team perspective, stacking power is basically always going to be more beneficial. Cause like power, you can coordinate power damage. You can't really coordinate Condi damage. Like, you can coordinate like your concussion bomb into an epi, and that's as far as it gets. Like,
What the Condi class is, what do you mean? Everyone can coordinate.
Yeah, but you can't coordinate the damage. Like,
but you can coordinate CC more.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter. Like, the game is about killing and getting.
Yeah, but
point.
he's talking about spikes and stuff like this.
Yeah,
and
like,
you
that's
can
the
spike
thing,
much more.
Yeah,
but
that's why I feel like power would always be the strongest in this game. It's because you want to spike down targets
Well,
fast.
but power
because
is
once
melee.
they go into
If
downstage,
the Condi class is usually ranged.
yeah,
you
it
can
depends on if you're on
position the other
Niflheim,
team.
for example. Niflheim is really.
yeah,
I
sometimes
think
the
it's
Condi class
superior
could be
to be an
good,
NG
but,
day,
like,
maybe.
Condi classes
maybe,
rely on positioning more, which the average player may not have.
Yeah.
and then they'll get
But it's not
maybe
even
destroyed
that. I
by
just
power.
feel like stacking power damage just scales so much better. Like, you could possibly
With
run
strength
one
rune,
Condi,
especially,
but you could possibly run one Condi, and it could be good for your team because you have that constant pressure or like that control CC. But straight up, I'd say like I'd always run like an Ellie, Thief, Mesmer over anything else because you can just do that 3-2-1 burst and kill someone instantly before they can counterplay it. And
Yeah.
it's just GG. Like,
That's very true. But still,
Yeah.
a Mesmer is so weak. What if you
Yeah.
put like a double thief on the opponent team?
yeah, I know.
Instead
I
of a
mean, like
thief-
Mesmer is that weak, but the fact that
I mean,
you can
it's
stack
thief,
power makes it viable. Like Mesmer wouldn't be viable if it wasn't for Portal and the fact that you can burst so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I just feel like if you have that coordination, you will probably be better off playing power than Connie.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
stronger.
power. There is a power. I think me and Blue were talking about it as well. Or there's like a power creep.
Yeah.
It's been kind of happening for a little bit.
And now
of
with
time.
strength runes, it's just ridiculous. Like, because the funny is, you just add a warrior and an Ellie, and you have a lot of constant Condi pressure already, to the point where getting a Necro would give you more poison or like more chill or like some higher bleed stacks. But you already have like a perma burning uptime, and you have like.
But I think with like perfected like communication, I think Condi would win. Perfected communication.
Nah, I think it's the reverse.
I think like Condi has too much counterplay. Like
But
what
it
they
needs to
did
be in
with
all
Condi
classes.
was-
You can't just say Condi.
Yeah. But the
See,
thing
look,
is-
look. These guys. It's good that you guys are kind of disagreeing though, because it means
Yeah.
that there's nothing. There's
Yeah.
not one main thing, which is good because it means to a degree it's kind of balanced in a way.
But like from my perspective, it's like there's really no AOE control of power damage. You have protection,
Yeah,
and then you have
positioning alone.
stability and positioning. Condi damage, there's like so many classes that can AOE Condi clear to the point where it's so easy to counter Condis. Like if you just choose the right matchups. I don't know.
Well, you guys have got Tage,
Yeah, yeah, we have. to.
and you.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. I just feel like Kanye is easily countered as a team, while power is like individual gameplay. Like you have to evade correctly yourself, and you have to. And there's always a way to punish single players.
I see what you mean. So like if you're a grenades engineer, you can throw your grenades from a distance
Yeah,
or
sure.
from an up in the air, and you haven't really. I don't think you've got. I'm going to say it. You don't have to have a massive amount of skill to throw grenades at someone, and
You don't have to have a massive amount of skills to like avoid it as a team either. Like it's.
I mean, it's true, but like you said, once those condis are cleared, he's going to be not that useful.
Yeah, I mean, a staff
Well-
throwing a HDH engineer and a necromancer on the. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a bit more spam in that persona. Still, I
Yeah.
think the power cap is much higher. In that perspective, with Denshi were going before, how I think that let's put the Condi meta we had back in the days. It was the spam meta. All right, during made in meta days after me and Tage left this team, they kind of beat TP and all this due to their Necro Engineer Staff Ellie. Only because it was basically spam, and this was really a theory craft. You needed to use this. This was really a meta. It was superior in almost every way, and you had this spirit range also. But during this time, let's put it like 40-60. 40-60 instead of 20-80. Like power is 20-80. Condi meta is 40-60. And what I'm saying is the skill cap in between. So basically, if I play bad, I will not go under 40, but if I
Yeah,
play bad as a power combination, I will go
Yeah.
to 20, which will mean it is worse than playing a Condi meta if I'm a
You get
decent
punished
player
harder for
only.
power classes.
Yeah, so I think it's much harder to coordinate a power team with all the melees and weak mesmer and stuff like this. But it may be the strongest if you can actually handle it. I think it is a bit like that.
Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, even back, like if we talk 1 year ago when it was HEHNG with like a Mesmer and a Thief on the team, or like a Mesmer and an Ellie, we still ran Thief, Ellie, Mesmer, Ellie, Guardian. Like we had a support Ellie, we had a DPS Ellie, and then we had like a Thief and a Mesmer without a single Condi clear. We didn't even run Refuge. We could still beat teams with straight off coordination. Like you didn't tank nades, and you didn't tank your stuff, and you just burst people. And they would die before, like they had 1 60-second cooldown. Like that's the thing is, versus power damage, your cooldowns are like 60-second stun rake or like 50-second teleport. While versus Condi, it's like a 20-second cooldown, 2 Condi removes, and you just like keep rotating your Condi removes, and the Condi classes fall off. While as it's like, okay, we force 1 60-second cooldown, then we go for him again, and he's dead.
Yeah, but you can dodge power stuff.
Yeah, for sure, but it's so easy to count dodges and like, really easy to force people out of positioning.
Okay, I'm going to move on to another question. But that was really good answers, guys. Thank you very much. Rom, I like your explanation about the 2080 as well. I think that's quite... It's good. It's tough, you know. There is
power
this...
feels more risk. Like...
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's about. So it's like the power. If you can't, it's just tough, you know. I mean, if you're gonna screw up and you can't play your class properly, and you've gone for power, you're gonna screw up and you're gonna be absolutely crap and not useful. Whereas if you're Condi and you put an AOE down on the floor,
Exactly.
you are somewhat useful.
It's still an AOE.
Yeah, sure. You're still forcing like Condi moves, whatever you do.
Exactly. So someone just asked, and I like this question because it is very good, even just for team queue. If you're queuing up in like 2 or 3, or you're queuing up solo, which does my absolute nutting, is it always key to stay aggressive and play 3 nodes, or just keep a steady 2 cap and wait for the opposing team to advance? What do you think?
Now?
We're talking both ways. If you're joining competitively as your team, as TCG, how do you play? Do you play? I know how you play, but the viewers obviously don't if they've don't watch your games a lot. But how would you play?
It always depends.
I don't know. I think like a 2 cap is safer, but it forces team fights. And
if you can't win like the 4v4 against the enemy, or if
it's
you
not
have
even
a
that.
higher
It's
win
like,
chance in 2 2v2s instead of 1 4v4.
I feel like it's more like if you feel like you have your 1v1s, like you have the players that are confident enough to take on their 1v1s and they're confident enough to win their 2v2s. Like if you can take those matchups and you know you're gonna win them, it's more beneficial to just force the opposite team into fighting you in those matchups. Because that's where like your individual mechanical skill level really comes in. It's like when you push someone into a 1v1. Like if we push Ron far and he knows he's gonna beat that guy, that basically means we're already winning one place.
But they mean opening with aggressive 3 nodes. The thing is, if you open with aggressive 3 nodes, you could be outnumbered in the defense. I mean, you'll be attacking with 3, they can defend with 4 without much
It's
loss.
risk play.
Yeah.
It's basic risk play, and what then she said, this it is truly in this perspective. Let's put it this way: we have Mesmer, we have Thief, we have Ellie. We have and me and Tage, of course. But we are fast. We are really fast. We can actually go to for a triple cap and still manage to get back if we, let's say, outnumber for a bit after a fight. We have kind of, if we use the portal now, then we are kind of fine. It's not really that much consequence when we have the portal to play a triple cap. But as soon as we don't have a portal, then it's back to a regular team.
Yeah, that's true.
That would risk even harder for going for this. But also, if let's say we are triple capping, we are trying for it. We're having fights on each node. Even though, and if I know that I will take this, let's say I'm far point, we have close point, capping, and mid fight. I'm far point, and then okay, let's say we win this. They are trying to outnumber me. It doesn't really matter if they outnumber me, because that means we will always win the mid fight. So they will always force players there. So it is truly superior in every way to send somebody there if he will 100% win. But it might also not be superior if the fight in the mid will be over before that one-on-one is over. So I would never take a fight towards a tank, even though I know he will die within 2 minutes. I would still, of course, not gank him. So it's also about who is standing on this point or who is gonna be there, and stuff like this.
Because if you take that fight and mid is gonna be over before you win your fight, then basically you're just gonna get surged and you lose both points. Like,
And also, if you push, you will save lives to yourself. Let's say you risk to go for the triple cap, you get it for a bit, and then oops, they swap. But what if you wouldn't have gone for this? You just chill at the 2 cap. Then you still okay. You have a 2 cap and you're waiting for the next fight to happen. But if you went for the 3rd cap and did this little risk play, and you know you will still open up that enemy confusion for them to. They must, you know, fight at 2 points now, so they must.
Yeah, and then
it's
they need
just
to decide
a bit confusing
what
for them.
they want to take, and like how are they going to spread out their team.
Exactly,
and
just that gives us advantage of time, kind of. Like it is very social, this game. How the minds work, not just, you know, the theory craft or the basic rotations, but a lot of the social mind, you know, social analytics, you know, analytical.
Yeah, like how does
things.
the team react if you force them to play a trip cap?
Exactly.
That basically means like every second they're not doing anything, they're losing really, really hard. Like they can't stack up 5 people and wait to push somewhere. If they do it, they really have to like know what they're doing. And meanwhile, as you're like forcing them to fight on 3 nodes, you also have control of the whole map, which means you know exactly where they're going. So it's like, I don't know. And one thing, like the reason you can play trip cap is because you have mobile classes.
Yeah.
And mobile classes lets you rotate to the point where like we can rotate in our Thief and Mesmer into a fight, outnumber it really fast, portal back to another fight where someone has just been bunkering using their CDs, and then you outnumber that fight too. And then you just snowball, like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't play a trip cap.
But we don't necessarily recommend trip cap, you know, it's very situational.
I mean, we play 2 cap from time to time too. It just depends on, like, how confident you feel, or, like, what team you're playing versus, or, yeah.
That's very good. It is good, but exactly, it's all about, for me as well, as I watch teams, I think, is it possible for this team to go for a 3 cap and actually have that's such a good split that no matter how many people go to each point, can they support that point to a degree that they're going to be able to actually keep the point, or at least back out of the fight, either using, like, say, a portal to do a mass kind of retreat or something like that, you know, to get some kind of swiftness, or to get out of the fight, you know. So, I mean, I think especially with you guys, when you did have potentially like a 3 cap, you could obviously do that with, say, you know, I mean, if Tage is on the point, you can probably take 3 people on anyway. But, no, it's
versus a coordinated team. Like, I mean, we practice versus Tage. Like, if we go 2 DPS on him, like, we used to do this back in the days, like, back when I played the Hell 7 Vanish and stuff. We do 2v2s, like, me and versus Tage. And we just surge him down as fast as possible. And, I mean, if you know what cooldowns he's going to use, you can still kill Tage, like, really fast. It doesn't matter, like, how good he is. He only has a certain amount of cooldowns he can go through before he's dead. And if you have that coordination, like if you practice like that, like that's how we used to practice like long back. We did even before the tourney. I think we did more 2v2 than we did actual team queues.
Yeah, we did, like, way much more.
Yeah, we go in like maybe me, Sicer versus Helsef, Tage, and then we just play in 2 different TeamSpeak channels, and you play together, and then you swap teams or whatever.
Awesome. So
that's how you practice.
And was that so that you would say to teams that say that want to improve, that not only doing 5 versus 5 in, say, like little scrims of another team that are fairly equal balance, you would advise people to actually go like 2v2s and
for
try
sure.
and take the bunkers down.
More than we actually play the game, like competitive. That's how we.
And allows them to respect their teammates more, or like
you know,
value them more.
You can get tips from your teammates too. I mean, like you figure out how to kill a guardian. Like Tage can tell you how to kill a guardian, for example. Like,
yeah, kind of.
Like, I mean, Tage knows this Guardian well, so we practice on him, and usually other Guardians are not even on his level. Like, they will die so much faster. And once you know, like, that's the thing with this game, is people play one class. They don't even know the other classes. Like, if you know the other classes, for example, people think, like, a Staff Ellie is really good. A Staff Ellie with the passive stability proc is like a free kill for a Thief. You push them to 50%, the stability procs, you steal it. It's done. Like, that's where the Ellie's dead, basically. If he doesn't get help from 2 other teammates. Like, if you just know those small things, it's really easy to like, get kills or whatever.
So when you 2v2, do you use exactly the same builds that you would be using if you were in a team? You don't change anything?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I only duel on the build I play in.
But I don't even change my build.
I never
Sky
ever swap anything.
I've never tried Scorpion Wire Thief on Skyhammer.
Ever.
Never tried.
Whatever matchup you play, like, if it's a matchup you can't win, you just try to perfect it to the point where you're as useful as possible in it. It doesn't matter if you can't win it. You won't take it in a game, you just perfect it. I don't know.
Good stuff. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a lot of players who think.
But I mean, then
they'll
again,
change
like
it,
if you're going into game, like if we're going versus a Condi team with 3 Condis, I mean, Helsif is going to swap to his null field. I mean, we're not going to force him to stick on something that is not useful in that matchup, but you should be able to play that build you play in Team Q as good as possible.
That's true. Without null field too, might be in some serious pain.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like if they have 1 Condi class, he's not going to go null field. Like, then he just has to deal with it, and he needs the team backup from his teammates. Like, he needs me to clear his Condis, or he needs he doesn't have to engage where the fight is, where the Condi class is, and if he does, he needs to have me or a Guardian around him that can clear his Condis.
So if you come into a situation and you think, I'm not sure this team comp is going to work against, say, another team, obviously that doesn't probably happen too much with you guys, but if, like someone asked a question, if it did come to it and you thought, okay, we need we need a Necro, or we need another class, or we need to stack a class.
Probably reroll,
okay.
I guess.
Like our multi-class.
Yeah, I play most classes at the moment.
No, but first we'll try other stuff, like
we'll try other
situations
tactics.
where we could actually win, or
you can always
like Ron stated
people.
before.
Okay, so that's good to know that there was always, because I think it's similar in team queues. I know I keep comparing, but it's nice to know because I think there's a lot of people who are watching the stream as well who just do team queues and they're not in teams. How would you recommend that if you're a new guy to Guild Wars 2, you want to try and find a new team? How did you guys get to know each other at the start? Like how would you advise someone to find a new team? I know it's quite a general question, but is there any advice if someone in the chat might be thinking, you know what, I really want to be in a Guild Wars 2 team. I want to be playing against guys like TCG because I'm good enough, but I can't find a damn team. How do I find a team?
People prove themselves different ways. I mean, I was a no-name for a long time in this game. I played a lot with friends at launch, and then I just kept on playing alone. And I played on different teams that maybe weren't very good, or like... Back then, there was a lot of teams. Like, you had to be like one of the known teams. I mean, it was like... What was it? Onibaba and EP and stuff. Like, they were all known names. And they would win basically everything because they had those 5 players that they felt confident in. And you just have to work your way through teams, and you get to know people as you play, I feel like.
I'd recommend just pugging a lot.
Yeah, just
you
pug
don't lose
a lot,
anything
find those players you like.
You lose pugging with someone.
I don't really, like, there were never a solo queue. I mean, I'd solo queue and team queue, but that was strict for mechanical practice. Like, I'd practice 1v1s, or I'd just, like, have fun, you know, do 1v2s or whatever. But you just have to pug with players and get to know people. Or reach out to someone. I mean, I have people that I know that are really good players that maybe weren't known, and they maybe sent me an in-game mail or something. We did some duels, and you get to know someone, and then
there's a bunch of people on the forums recruiting specific people for teams, like looking for Mesmer for this team, or Necro for that.
Yeah, you just have to work your way up, I feel like. At least that's what I did.
Oh, that makes sense. Get to a respectable standing, even in. So, when we say like standing and stuff, how? I was going to quickly ask about the leaderboards. How relevant do you think they are at the moment? I'm not talking. I probably shouldn't have even asked that question.
Not really. Not at. I mean,
but, yeah.
Most of the names on the 25 are like known players, and they play together and they stay up there because they won't play with anyone else. Like. I don't know.
Well,
I just feel like they don't matter at all.
They don't matter at all. Like
you can be top 80% in solo queue and be just as good as rank 15. Like I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Awesome, because I'm there.
Like, as long as you feel you're good at the game, it doesn't really matter.
That's it. So there you go, guys. No, even if you're not on the leaderboard, do not be discouraged, because of course you're playing solo.
Don't worry about the leaderboard. That's the least you have to worry about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
really.
Because many people. You'd be surprised how many people really care about the leaderboard. It really puts them off. It puts them off more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, man. I was rank 1 in solo queue 5 days ago. Now I'm 40. You know,
Oh wow, you were a terrible player, dude. What is going on?
No, I'm 14 best in the world, man. Seriously, I thought I was better than that, man.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't cared for leaderboards for a long time.
I would care though if there were rewards involved or titles.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah,
that's when people
then
would take
maybe,
them
yeah, of
serious
course.
and like actually force themselves to stay up there.
But then we would stop playing also.
yeah, I
We
don't
don't
even know
play.
that on
We don't
leaderboards.
even play. You know, Jebro. We don't play.
We haven't team queued.
I mean,
since
we
tourney.
duel and we do that
Yeah,
kind
we
of
duel
stuff,
and
but we
now
haven't
world
team queued
versus
since
world.
tourney. Yeah, we haven't team queued.
Yeah,
since
we haven't
tourney.
team queued since tier well.
Yeah.
So you guys to come back and play properly every day, so guys can even come up against you. You need something that's going to give you the incentive to come back, like Sizer says, like a reward or something that's
I mean,
that's
if there
going to
were
show
20
some
active
Kind of,
teams,
yeah.
Like if there were 20 active teams trying to get good, that would be incentive for me. But I feel like to get that incentive for those teams, you need something to play for. I mean, I don't see why you would pick up this game and play it serious if there was nothing to play for.
No titles.
Yeah, it's like not even titles. Like there's absolutely. I could sit here and be like rank 1 on leaderboards. It means nothing.
Oh, I mean, it is a good point. It is a good point.
Yeah.
It is a very good point. And hopefully, I think they should, in the future, we'll see how it's going to go. I mean, the game's changing a lot. You know, there's feature pack and all this stuff that's come out. And hopefully, we will see these things come into light. But
I mean, we all enjoy the game. Otherwise, we wouldn't play it.
Exactly. And I think that's the main reason why you guys are still playing, because you know the combat system in Guild Wars 2 is, you know, unique. There is nothing like it.
And I love the dodge roll.
Yeah, a bit like Age of Conan actually. I played this game Age of Conan.
It
kind
reminds,
of similar.
it reminds you of Smash Brothers, you know, where you can always dodge and roll and Smash Brothers.
I mean, there's always something you can do better.
Talk for
like...
yourself, SD thief.
I don't know, like there's always something you can do. It's always fun. I mean,
Talk
when we
for
duel
yourself.
amongst each other, yeah. Everyone hates thieves, but like when we duel amongst each other, it's always fun. Like, I mean, you find different builds, or you keep on dueling the same build and just find new ways to beat it. Like that's what I used to do back when I played a lot. Like me and Vanish would duel 5 hours a day, just Thief versus Ellie. And as you duel more, the matchup evolves. Like you start doing new things, or you find something that counters that, and then it goes on. Like, yeah, just eventually, it becomes a mind game, which is really fun. And there's very few players in this game that you can duel where it's a mind game. Like you don't know if they're gonna dodge, or maybe they're gonna do a triple dodge just to like screw with you, or like do a double dodge or whatever.
So, just as I'm just gonna start winding it down fairly soon, but what do you guys do? I'm just going to ask you a few personal questions, actually. How much time do you spend on, say, Guild Wars 2? I know you say you're not team queuing much at the moment, and the incentive isn't really there, other than, you know, the tournament. Are you guys, you know, playing the game? When you were playing the game, were you playing it quite a lot? Do you feel you have to play a certain amount of hours a day or night to get really good? Or do you think it's literally about finding that team and the synergy?
I mean, to get good individually, you have to put in time. Like,
No,
it
but
doesn't have to be a lot.
I
Of
mean,
time.
we all
It does
played a
require a
lot.
lot of commitment. That's what
Yeah, you commit to it and you play serious and you like try to get better and you use that time online to like actually get better, but you don't have to put in like thousands of hours to get good. I mean, like for example, Vanish, we used to play a lot back in the day. I don't think he has 2,000 hours played in this game. Like it just depends on how you use your time.
I love how all the gear is equal in PvP.
Yeah, and you're always on an equal level, so the only thing you can improve is your skill. Maybe you play like 3 hours a day, and you just use that time to duel, or like get better, or like do team queues. Then you can log off. You don't have to be on like 8 hours a day.
Nothing you have to farm, you know. It's just...
Yeah, you can just log on, and do the things you do to improve. I still play actively. Because I have friends I play with. Like, if it wasn't for friends I play with, I probably wouldn't be on as much until we, like, have a tourney or something. But, like, a couple of hours a day, maybe.
Do you feel like with the new rewards, there's, like, reward tracks and stuff, are you seeing more PvPers coming in? And getting to know?
Yeah.
At least, Heart of the Mist is filled, like, God knows how much. I've never seen that. Of course, it's a lot of people there.
Yeah, and it's a lot of new players that are like picking up, and eventually they'll probably get teams, and then it can start grow again. But There needs to be like a scene to play for.
So a scene set for these guys to actually think, you know what, we've done the reward tracks, we've done, I don't know, we've even got to like say the ESL weekly stage, and it's like, you know, we want to go to that next level.
But I mean, like the only reason you would get good at this game right now is because you enjoy the combat and you want to get better. Like it has to be like that personal strive. It's not a person that comes into a game and is like, I'm going to be competitive, I want to be like esports or whatever. They're not going to look at scores. Like, because there's nothing here right now. If you play this game competitively, it's because you enjoy the actual game. Which is, in a way, I mean, there's a lot of players that still play it just because they really love the game, but they need to put something else in if they want a competitive community.
That's a good point. And I mean, I think that's one thing as well about the community that's quite good, is that you get to play against people who actually like the game, and they're not just here for the cash, or they're here for the...
Yeah. And then it can even be
a lot of
in-game rewards. Like, it doesn't have to be cash price. Like, it's just like a lot of PvEers and stuff is like, I go to PvP and I don't really get anything. Now you get your reward tracks, and once you're done, you don't get anything. Like, you want to have something unique, like something that makes you stand out in the game. I feel like that's why I played Arena and WoW, at least. Like, I wanted those shoulders first off, and you reach that level. And once you reach that level, you wanted them out. Like, you just started... And then once you get up there, there's a lot of competitive players and teams, and you just enjoy the scene. Whereas in Guild Wars, it's like, you get to the point where it's the scene, but the scene is really dead right now. So, you just log on to play with some friends, I guess.
I'm just going to ask if the chat wants to ask any more questions that maybe TCG can give an opinion on, something that they can answer, maybe something about their team comp or something like that. There's some good questions in there, but I think I've asked pretty much all the ones which I think are kind of relevant. So once we've got a couple more questions, we'll probably finish. But I don't know. I mean, otherwise, you guys, like you say, are you thinking about playing the ESL Cups anytime soon, or are you?
Yeah,
they want to see you guys again.
Yeah, we tried to get it down, but it's like, oh, maybe someone has something to do.
Yeah, we tried, man, but you know.
If I wasn't asleep last Thursday, we would have played.
We're 5 retards. We're 4 retards here.
Yeah, I think I was out last Thursday or something, and then Chris was maybe studying or whatever.
That's the thing. You've got to.
Yeah, we have a hard time coordinating. I mean, we were gonna practice hardcore for the TOL like 2 or 3 weeks before the tourney, but we could just never make it work. I don't know.
Yeah, we barely trained for that. I was in Stockholm in Sweden, like.
Oh yeah. And then I don't know. Everyone had something, and people had exams. I mean, Tage logged on.
I was writing my dissertation during that time.
Tage logged on 20 minutes before the game, I think. Like 20 minutes before the games on the final day. Because he was studying the whole day. So.
Oh my god. So even for you guys, you had so much stress, and yet, you know, when you went to Guild Wars 2 and you were in a tournament, you know, you went into this kind of mode where it was like tournament mode.
We play, and then people log off and they do their things.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That is very cool. Okay, I'm going to ask these 2 questions because they keep asking. Sizer, what do you think of Pistol Dagger in SPVP?
What do I think of it? Well, it gets killed by other thieves in 1v1s. I mean, never been a fan of the Pistol Dagger, like, assuming Condi.
Yeah, I agree. It gets killed by, that's the thing, it gets killed by other thieves so easy.
And it gets killed in
kill on your team.
the 2v1 situation, it will die too quickly. It won't have those like sneaky ways to go away. Feels like.
That's fair enough.
Because the stealth has a counterplay.
Okay, so what do you think of Mesmer currently? Even though you had a Mesmer in your team, would you say that you wouldn't have had a Mesmer if it wasn't Helseth? Or is it really, you know, you've got to be good player to be in the competitive team as a Mesmer?
Well, it is mainly Helseth. That's why I kind of.
I think we wouldn't have picked up any other Mesmer, but if there was another Mesmer like Helseth, then I'd think of having it. Yeah, because like Mesmer, I don't know. If you coordinate it as a team, Mesmer is amazing. Like their damage is awesome. They have so many ways of... They have good ways of escaping and stuff, but the thing is they just have so many hard counters right now.
Yeah, definitely.
They're forced to choose... Like, you have to play it really smart. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, Mesmer needs to be in the right matchups You need to have the correct support around. You need to really like think what matchup you choose and stuff as Mesmer. And as a team too, like you can't just rotate your Mesmer somewhere where he will just insta die. I don't know. And then you have to use Portal smart too. So I think it's like one of those classes that get really rewarded if you're mechanically skilled and you have a good team backing you up. But I wouldn't choose anyone else than Helsa.
Yeah. I mean, the only other person I can really think of that comes to mind is Misha from 55 HP Monks, but they still play completely
different.
different.
I don't know like how he plays, but I mean, I
obviously
know
he's a
how he plays
55
when we
HP
play
Monks.
versus him. But
That's it. Okay, so that's cool. I mean, it's true. I mean, you know, I mean, sometimes you might just take someone because, you know, the meta for their whatever build they're using, that's not currently the strongest thing, but they can outplay someone because they're that good, or because you've got that communication. And like you said,
or you know how to use it. Like you can still use Mesmer versus Condies if you just engage at the right time, or you
on the right position,
have the right backup, you have the right position. You can always do things. Yeah, and you can swap some things out. I don't know. It's still an amazing class. I played it a lot lately myself.
It's always been kind of viable.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it has illusions doing damage for it. I mean, phantasms.
Even at the very low
shadows,
skill level,
like,
it can be viable.
I mean, it is really weak if, in some perspectives.
It's really weak if you're playing versus a coordinated team, but versus a team that does not know what they're doing, it's like one of the best classes in my opinion. Because you will never have to take damage. You can do everything from range. Like,
it's true.
It is truly a cool class.
Yeah, it's awesome.
A cool class.
It's like
a cool class, but
yeah,
it's
if I wasn't
hard
Thief,
to find.
I'd be Mesmer. Like,
it's like Thief, low counterplay.
Yeah, except you die to thieves like a little baby.
I mean, like, yeah. If the enemy team has a Thief and you don't have a Thief, the Mesmer is like not viable. Straight up, it's not viable.
So I'm
bodyguard.
gonna ask one last question. Someone's just said something about Apex. How would you beat Apex, Denshi?
Mobility, and then the thing is, Thief and Mesmer
they run Berserker Warriors, right?
Yeah,
they
one of them
die
is
so
Circle.
easily.
I know, one of them is Circle. Like, that Circle
They
Warrior
run
is not playing the game versus our team. No, one.
Two Zerkers?
The other guy is playing Soldier.
They're more
Like, the thing is, H-Man on Circuit Warrior would just not do anything. Like, 'cause he would never reach the Mesmer, and if he reaches the Mesmer has dealt enough damage, and he has a Thief backing him up to the point where he's like dead. Like,
they even move so slow that we could take opportunities like 2v1 against them without any punishment.
Yeah.
They're still moving around the map somewhere.
Yeah. And they wouldn't even win team fights. Like, their Guardian is super squishy with Healing Breeze. Even though Healing Breeze is bugged and heals your team for 8,000, like each individual player, which is stupid, but like that, we could put, like, Helseth could solo that Guardian, and Sizer could just kill the Warriors, or we could just two-man the Circuit Warrior with them.
One can easily take out any of these Warriors.
Yeah.
So many possibilities about
There's just, I just don't see them winning ever. And like, Staff Ellie would get wrecked versus Thief Mesmer combo.
Yeah, really.
We'll remove every single boon it has.
And meanwhile, you have a Guardian Warrior Ellie, just like, that they can't really touch.
Besides, they're not used to playing against Portal, would wreck them even harder.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they can probably beat bad teams playing Mesmer Thief, but if you have a coordinated team that know what they're doing and they choose their matchups...
And we played the comp, we know exactly how to counter it. We even said we're never playing
No, I really think...
They should never
I really
win,
think that we, on the paper, we don't have problems with Apex nor any other NA team, I think. Really, truly, not to be confident and
it's not even that.
or anything.
Like, if they
I really think
classes,
so, yeah.
Maybe, but not,
I
not
really
with
think
the comp.
that... I really think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see it. Their comp could never beat our comp if we play it right.
It's completely different, and the way they play and the kind of... I don't know, the incentive, and like you said, I do think EU plays a lot more as a team, and I think it shows.
But Apex is one of those NA teams that actually have players that have stuck together and played.
That's
true.
So,
I mean, they know what they're doing together, but just if you look at it team comp-wise, like, even if they change the double Soldier Warrior or whatever, they would lose too much damage to the point where they can't pressure us. Like, they would have 3 bunkers to deal with, because the Ellie can also bunker Warrior long enough to get back up.
Yep.
And then the Ellie 1v1's the Ranger. The Ellie can put pressure on their Warriors, and then you just have a Thief and Mesmer that can do whatever they want. Yeah, I mean, they don't have enough.
The pressure Berserker Warrior, they have 0 DPS, while the Staff Ellie and the Spirit Ranger, I don't know.
Yeah, they can never touch you.
Right then, guys, we've been going for over an hour now, actually.
Ah.
So I've actually done. It's actually gone really quick. I want to say thank you very much for a start for me being able to kind of use you guys as guinea pigs, I guess, for this first.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
These guys were
Yeah,
very,
thanks,
very,
bro.
very patient for waiting for me while I was setting this up. Because the first time I've done a podcast with, you know, all right, there's only 3 other people, but I was prepared for 5. But hopefully we'll catch up with Tage and we'll catch up with a 5th when you've got a 5th. And we'll speak to you guys again, yeah, at some point, of course. So thank you, Sizer Denshi. Thank you, Rom. Thank you,
fun.
Tage Absent. Is there anything you guys want to say before we go?
Holy Pala?
No, I like you guys. I love you all. Maybe not all.
Less QQ, more
Maybe
QQ.
no. Yeah.
Maybe not
Maybe
all.
one day we'll play.
No. I'm sure you can whisper them in game very soon and tell them all your feelings.
Yeah, you
Thoughts.
can actually whisper us in game. Just whisper. If you're a warrior or a Ellie or a thief or whatever, just have questions. You can even duel me. You can gamble with me as well.
Hey.
I promise you, majority win. If you beat me on same build as warrior, I will give you 100 gold. You give me 10 gold if I beat you. This
Wow,
is my deal.
okay.
I like that
All
too.
yes,
Have you got 100 gold to actually bet that?
of course.
Oh, there you go.
I
I might put that underneath.
Gold.
Well, you're gonna lose 10 gold. So.
Let me get my card to beat him. No.
Good stuff. I want to see these. I wanted to see these duels for sure. So listen, these guys have just said that you can literally whisper them, talk to them, get advice off them, and I will run shows similar to this. Use the opportunity to ask questions, guys, because they have answered. They've done very well. Thank you very much, guys, again. And
Thanks
I'll
for
see
having
you
us.
on the next one, guys. Not sure when exactly it's going to be, but I'll find a team to interview, and we'll do this again. Again, thank you, TCG.
Yeah. Thank you.
Legends.
See you, boy.
Ciao, guys.
See you, bro.
See you later.
Yeah, bruv. Peace.